Salut tout le monde and welcome back to my channel. Let's learn the most common verbs in the French language. And honestly, if you really master them, you will immediately understand way more, and of course you'll be able to create thousands of French sentences, so why not dive in? But before learning the verbs, you really need to understand something very, very important. In French, verbs change depending on who is doing the action. As you know, in English, we just say, I speak, you speak, they speak. Simple. The verb mostly stays the same. But in French, it's totally different. Let's take the word parler, to speak. Je parle, I speak. Tu parles, you speak. Il parle, he speaks. Elle parle, she speaks. Nous parlons, we speak. Vous parlez, you speak. Formal or plural. Ils parlent, they speak. Well, these different forms are called conjugations, and the main subject pronouns in French are je for I, tu for you, informal, il for he, elle for she, on for we, people, someone, nous means we, vous, you, formal or plural, and il, elle is they. Let me give you a very important tip so that you're not confused when you hear French people speak. In everyday life, they often use en instead of nous. What the fuck? For example, the way formal, nous allons au restaurant, we go to the restaurant. And if you want to sound more natural, you would say on va au restaurant. We are going to the restaurant. You will hear en all the time, therefore I recommend including this in your vocabulary as well. Let's start with our first verb, être. This verb is probably the most important French verb.
Être, to be.
This is just everywhere, and you use it to talk about identity, nationality, profession, feelings, descriptions, and so on. For example, je suis français. I am French. Or je suis fatigué. I am tired. Now, let's learn the conjugation. Je suis, I am. Tu es, you are. Il est, he is. Elle est, she is. On est, we are. Nous sommes, we are. Vous êtes, you are. Ils sont, they are. For example, je suis américain. I am American. Elle est medicine. She is a doctor. Nous sommes prêts. We are ready. Please pay very close attention for the next one, because this is a common mistake most people make. They say, je suis 25 ans. This is just wrong. In the French language, you do not say I am 25 years. French uses the verb avoir for age. Therefore, you must say j'ai 25 ans. Literally, I have 25 years. Confusing, right? So, we must use the word avoir. Speaking of, let's learn how to conjugate it properly.
Avoir, to have.
Well, I'd say that one is the second essential verb. It's also used for many expressions where English uses to be. For example, I'm hungry. In French, we say j'ai faim. So literally, it means I have hunger. Okay. Also, if you want to say I'm thirsty, it's j'ai soif. Literally meaning I have thirst, and I'm cold is j'ai froid. Literally, I have cold. A quick side note, until now, you won't see a conjugation pattern because both verbs we've covered so far, être and now avoir, are irregular. Later, of course, we'll move on to the regular verbs. For each group of regular verbs, the conjugation pattern always stays the same, making them so much easier to learn. But first, let's conjugate avoir. J'ai, I have. Tu as, you have. Il a, he has. Elle a, she has. On a, we have. Nous avons, we have, vous avez, you have, ils ont, they have. Let's take a look at some examples. J'ai un frère. I have a brother. Tu as une voiture. You have a car. Elle a 20 ans. She is 20 years old. Confusion. You probably noticed that en and nous can mean we. Okay, what the fuck? But they're used differently. So the meaning of nous is more formal and literally like we, and used in writing, formal speech, news, speeches, and textbooks because it is the traditional grammatical subject. For example, nous sommes français. We are French. Nous avons une voiture. We have a car. On the other hand, en is informal and used in everyday life as we. So you will hear native French speakers use it most of the time in conversations. Grammatically, en takes the third person singular verb, like he, she, even though it means we. Here are some examples. On est français. We are French. On a une voiture. We have a car. On va au cinéma. We are going to the cinema. Attention! The pronoun en can also mean one or people in general, like France, on mange souvent du pain. In France, people often eat bread. The same struggle we have with tu and vous because both mean you. So, do you speak French can be tu parles français or vous parlez français. Confusing as well, but okay, not really if you know how it works. The difference between tu and vous is mainly about formality and the number of people you're talking to. So you use tu when you talk to one person you know very well, like family, friends, children, classmates, and people of your own age in many informal situations. And you use vous when you talk to one person in a formal or polite way, like strangers, customers, teachers, other people depending on the context, or your boss in many working workplaces. Vous is also used when talking to two or more people, no matter how well you know them, because then it's plural. Vous habitez à Paris. Do you live in Paris? Addressing several people. See, in the end, it's quite simple. Tu is you, singular informal, and vous is you, singular formal, or you all plural.
Aller, to go.
The next verb is irregular as well. Aller, to go, and you conjugate it as follows. Je vais, tu vas, il va, elle va, on va, nous allons, vous allez, ils vont. For example, je vais au travail. I go to work. Tu vas à Paris. You go to Paris. On va manger. We are going to eat. Wait a moment. Did you notice that the last sentence was actually in the future? Probably not, but that's okay, no worries. Just let me tell you what is quite important to know, that French uses aller plus infinitive to talk about the future. So it's quite similar to English when we use going to. So you would say, I'm going to study. And in French, it's just je vais étudier. Another example, I'm going to travel. Je vais voyager. This is called the near future.
Faire, to do, make.
The next irregular verb on the list is faire. This means to do or to make, and the conjugations are je fais, tu fais, il fait, elle fait, on fait, nous faisons, vous faites, ils font. For example, je fais mes devoirs. I do my homework. Tu fais du sport. You do sport. Elle fait un gâteau. She makes a cake. And of course, there's something special here as well. French also uses faire for weather. Il fait chaud. It is hot. Il fait froid. It is cold. And il fait beau. The weather is nice.
Parler, to speak.
Now let's learn our first regular verb. Finally. It's parler, to speak. And once you know how to conjugate it, you can apply the same pattern to almost any other er verb. So it means it's ending in er. So je parle, tu parles. Il parle, elle parle. Nous parlons, vous parlez, il parle. That's the pattern. Did you notice that a lot of these forms sound exactly the same? For example, je parle, tu parles, il parle. They all sound parle. So the written form changes, but the pronunciation stays similar. Also confusing, I know, but it is what it is. Let's do some more examples. Je parle français. I speak French. Tu parles anglais. Do you speak English? Nous parlons avec Marie. We speak with Mary. Mary.
Aimer, to love, like.
Next one on the list is aimer, to like or to love. That one is very useful for talking about preferences. As you see, it is also a regular verb and in er, therefore you can conjugate it. You conjugate it in the same way than the other verb before. J'aime, tu aimes, il aime, elle aime. Nous aimons, vous aimez, il aime. Elle aime la musique. She likes music. Important to know, when aimer is followed by another verb, the second verb stays in the infinitive. Hard way to pronounce it. For example, I like learning. J'aime apprendre. Don't conjugate apprendre in this case because you already conjugated aimer.
Vouloir, to want.
Wanting something, then use vouloir. Vouloir, to want. This verb is very useful when ordering food or asking politely. Je veux, tu veux, il veut, elle veut, nous voulons, vous voulez, il veut. Je veux apprendre le français. I want to learn French. My voice is suddenly gone. If you want to sound polite, don't just say je veux un café. I want a coffee. You can just say je voudrais un café. I would like a coffee.
Pouvoir, to can, be able to.
Then we have pouvoir, can or to be able to. Je peux, tu peux, il peut, elle peut, nous pouvons, vous pouvez, ils peuvent. Je peux parler français. I can speak French. Tu peux m'aider? Can you help me?
Devoir, to must, have to.
Devoir means must or have to. Je dois travailler. I have to work. Tu dois étudier. You have to study. Nous devons partir. We must leave.
Savoir, to know.
Let's talk about savoir, to know information or how to do something. Je sais, I know. Tu sais où il est? Do you know where he is? Attention, in French there are two different words for to know. French is really, really challenging. You use savoir for to know a fact, information, or how to do something. Je sais son nom. I know his name. Je sais nager. I know how to swim. And connaître, when you know a person, place, or a thing because you're familiar with it. Je connais Paris. I know Paris. Je connais Marie. I know Mary.
Essentiel, essentials.
Here are some more essential French verbs you really should memorize. Most of them are regular, but by now you should be able to spot the irregular ones. I hope so. When you find one, look up its conjugation and learn it separately. And also please let me know in the comments below which one is it. So venir, to come, prendre, to take, donner, to give, voir, to see, regarder, to watch, écouter, to listen, lire, to read, écrire, to write, manger, to eat, boire, to drink, dormir, to sleep, partir, to leave, arriver, to arrive, habiter, to live, travailler, to work, étudier, to study, acheter, to buy, vendre, to sell, attendre, to wait, comprendre, to understand. And there you have it. These are the most important French verbs every beginner should know. And I can tell you, if you master these verbs, you already have the foundation to create thousands of sentences. And as always, please check out my handout for a complete overview and plenty of exercises to practice what you've learned today. You will find the link down here in the description below. Merci d'avoir regardé. À bientôt.